All right, we have radio up there at the very top, the access point for the whole park. For some reason, after the storm, it decided not to work, even though the light on the router came on indicating that something's plugged in, but it was not flashing, and I thought it was the router. So I plugged in the other radio that I have up there that does his security cameras and see if it will feed it. It came back online, so that told me it's not the router. So I'm thinking it might be the plug, because I've had problems in the past with the old crimper that I used to use, that it wasn't crimping them all the way, and over time it just finally let loose. So I'm going to put a new end on it and see if it works from here. I got the cameras plugged in this port, which is what the AP for the park was plugged into. Now I'm going to use this PoE injector here to plug in the antenna AP on top, so it's easier to work with instead of have to keep moving this and all. I'll just use this, and then as soon as I can get it to work with this, then I can switch them back. And if this don't work by putting a new end on it, I'm gonna have to go up there and put a new end on that one, because I don't think it's the wire. But then again, I did have that roll of wire that had that issue of sections in it that broke, and this wind might have taken this little joint somewhere, weak spot in the wire, and finally make it break. I don't know. But after I change this end, if it don't work, then I'm gonna have to get up on the roof and check that end. I may have to replace the wire. I don't know. Start at one end and keep going until I get to the other end. So let's see what it is, if I can change the end here and get them back online. Well, I had to take the whole pole down, the tower, and lay it down, and I temporarily ran another wire from the router to the AP at the top as it was laying down here across the trash cans, and it still didn't give me access to it. Didn't work. So I figured it's the radio. I pushed the reset button, tried to log into it, the 192.168.1-20, and it still wouldn't give me access to the radio. So I just replaced it and I put it back up. I would done that on the roof, but I need to be about 2 foot taller standing on the roof. I can't reach it. I'm about 2 foot short. So I had to lay the whole thing down. And I was going to try to record, but it's so cold out here and windy, I just didn't think about recording. And plus I was using the phone through the app and seeing it connect back to the internet, which never showed up. But that's what I had to be done, is the radio at the top had to be replaced. I thought it might have been another bad wire off that old roll, but that was not the case, because I put another piece of wire, Ethernet wire, temporarily on it, and I still got the same results. I hit the reset button, still nothing. I changed the radio, programmed a new radio with the same credentials as the one I had up there, and everybody's connected. So that's what had to be done on this one. I thought it would be easy to just do a reset and all that, but not this time. I don't know why the radio don't want to reset, but I'll do that, figure that out when I get back into the studio where it's nice and warm. And right now I've got the laptop sitting here in the office and getting charged, so I can go check somebody else, which I do believe it's going to be their GFI plug is actually just tripped. They said the owner came out and replaced it, but it's still showing the radio is offline completely, like there's no power. So I have a feeling even the new one is actually tripped. I don't know if they replaced it or just got it to reset. I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and drink coffee and wait for my laptop to charge up a little bit, head to the next one, and then I'm going back to the house where it's nice and warm. I got 2 installs physically next door to each other, I do believe. At least they're in the same park, and one's like 88 and one's 89, so I do believe they're going to be next to each other. Not necessarily, because it could be right across the road from it if it's at the end of the road, but knock out 2 at once. Take all the equipment and program it and have it ready tomorrow. So all I get to do is pretty much install it, point it, and it'll all light up and connect. But let's get in here and warm up a little bit. Warm up a little bit and go to the next one. Okay, we got this one here. They said they had to change the GFI because I told them the power was off. Well, they changed the plug and it's still showing offline. It came back on, then it went off, and it does look like they changed it. But we're going to see what's going on. Let's see here. And now we got a green light. And let's try to plug this back in. We still got a green light. A little green light right up in there. Okay. Still green light. Now we're going to check and see if it comes online. Alright, as you can see, the plug just tripped. Told the owner, even though they did replace it, you could tell it's a new one. Now I get here to check my own stuff out, which this cover always comes off with high winds, even though it's got Velcro that's supposed to hold it on, but don't do too well of a job.